Welcome back to Punches and Pundits. Now, I done a video similar to this when the UFC 308 card got announced, but this is going to be a recurring thing now. LK's MMA News Roundup. So here we are, and there's a couple things I want to talk to you lots about immediately. And throughout the pods with Mo, we've spoken about this a little bit. Obviously, we know the Jon Jones and Aspinall situation, Miocic, that triangle there. But I think Tom Aspinall just flicked the switch, and I love it. I'm here for it. Tom, keep doing that. Antagonize Jon Jones, because this is the way. He was on Michael Bisping's podcast yesterday, and finally, we got a bit of trash talk. Finally, he wasn't all this, Jon Jones, I respect you. I just want to fight you because I think I'm better than you. Throw that in the bin, Tom. Throw that in the bin. Go at Jon Jones. Call him a piece of shit. Say whatever you need to do to really grind his gears to the point where he really feels like he needs to fight you. Do whatever it takes, because now you've started and it should only be the beginning. He basically called him fat. He said there's no way on this planet that Jon Jones wants to fight him, that he hasn't even spoken his name since he beat Curtis Blades, and these are facts. This is facts. This is Jon Jones was probably, like Tom Aspinall said, on his phone waiting for Curtis Blades to do something, and Aspinall smoked him. Let's not forget, Jon Jones did say, I think Curtis will beat him. So, you know what I'm trying to say? And since then, not a peep. This is the interim champion of the world. He's not number one contender. He's won the interim belt and he's defended it. When Dana White is coming from a place where, yeah, you know, like, he needs to work himself up. Like, Tom needs to work himself. Bro, he is champion and he's defended that belt. We don't care about the Miocic fight. Don't know how, do I need to say it in Chinese? I don't think I do. We don't care about the Miocic fight. Yeah? And realistically, Miocic will retire regardless of the result. And when it comes to Jon Jones, I feel like it could be the same way. It could be the same way. And even Tom Aspinall going at Dana as well. And he's not wrong, because God knows every interview Dana has been doing recently, it has been, I mean, you could talk about anything else. Oh yeah, but by the way, you know Jon Jones is the best fighter of all time, and he should be number one pound for pound. Oh, by the way, you know Jon Jones is the best fighter of all time and should be. Bro, every interview, that's what we're hearing. So give him the opportunity. Give the opportunity to Tom Aspinall to do something about that. But yeah, credit to Tom. I just wanted to put the camera on and talk about this. Credit to Tom. Talk your stuff. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Talk your stuff and really try and see if you can push Jon Jones's buttons to make him fight you. Sitting here right now, I still don't think he'll fight him, but you never know. If you continue down that route, I think you've got a better chance than being all respectful. My realistic plan for the heavyweight division is Tom will become champion through default, because whoever wins the Miocic Jones fight will vacate, and his first defense will be against the winner against his first defense will be the winner of Cyril Gane and Volkov. That's my guess here, right now. But Tom, keep going. Another thing I wanted to talk about was this whole Charles Oliveira, Dan Hooker, Alex Volkanovski situation. Who Charles should fight? Should he fight Hooker? Should Hooker fight Gaethje? Should Volkanovski not wait and fight Oliveira? Oliveira said it would be an honor to fight Volkanovski. I mean, that's a great fight. We can't deny that is a great fight. I want to see that fight. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But is it a smart decision for Volkanovski when the UFC have promised him that he would fight the winner of Holloway Topuria? I don't know. Charles is a big name. That's big money fight. That's get your name back out there. If Volk was to beat Charles Oliveira, the narratives of he's on a downward spiral would kind of go away a little bit. So I can see the pros and cons on that. But the fight that's made the most noise, especially since Dan Hooker beat Gamrot at the weekend, is Hooker v Oliveira, the Battle of the Blondes. Now, what do I think about the Battle of the Blondes? First of all, let's start off with Dan Hooker. He is a psychopath. There's something not quite right in the head. And that's what makes him so entertaining. Like when he's fighting, you know what? Dan Hooker needs to be in the conversations with the all-time zombies that we've ever had in the UFC. Like the all-time absolute zombies, get beaten up, doesn't matter, still comes forward, just no regard for health, no regard for brain cells, no regard for any of that, just pure violence. He is up there. So Dan, I mean, if you watch MMA, you have respect for Dan, but for where he was, right? For where he was when, for example, Arnold Allen smoked him at 145. He was so desperate to get out of the hole that he was in. He moved down to 145 and got absolutely smoked. So for him to be back into the top 5 at 155 deserves credit. So let's start there. Dan Hooker, well done. Well done to you. But my boy Olives, man, I think I won't go as far as saying that's a cleanup, but Charles, I would favour Charles in that fight. I cannot lie. I feel like Charles would snatch a submission. He would snatch a submission because I think Arman's submission defense is definitely better than Dan Hooker's, and he was this close to submitting him. Whether that be a guillotine, Darce chokes, whatever it may be, I feel like Oliveira would get a sub finish. And you can't discount his striking as well. Could he crack Dan Hooker to the point of KOing him? Yeah, of course he could. So now Dan Hooker said that that's what the UFC are talking about. They're saying Olives v himself. It's very early on. Like, give it a couple weeks and stuff. But what are we doing with Justin Gaethje? What's the situation with Justin Gaethje? Obviously, he got knocked out by Max Holloway, but what's the situation? Who's he gonna fight? Dan Hooker v Gaethje? That'd be a madness. Rematch Oliveira Gaethje? Sign me up again. There's the top 5 is, now that Gamrot's out, it's Hooker. Not in order, by the way. It's Hooker, Tsarukyan, Charles, Dustin's still there, Gaethje, and obviously the champion Islam. Islam, hopefully his hand injury, we'll have to see what that is about. But that top 5, man, what's going to happen from now to the end of the year? Dustin going to fight again? Who's he going to fight against? Is Justin going to take even more time off and not fight until 2025? Could, because that was a bad knockout. He needs to replenish the brain cells. Dan Hooker, I mean, his face was bloody beaten up in that fight. So is he going to fight again this year? Probably. But Oliveira hasn't fought since April. He's going to want to fight probably before Dan Hooker's ready. So we'll have to wait and see, to be honest. But as I sit right here, right now, what I think is going to happen, I think they'll probably make the Oliveira Hooker fight. And I feel like that entices Oliveira more than the Gamrot fight that we heard quite a bit about, especially Gamrot was campaigning for that. I think a Hooker, Oliveira, Charles is like, yeah, that's a good scrap. Like, I would enjoy that. So that's where I'm at. Anything else? Obviously, we got the 307 main event situation. I mean, Ankalaev is getting done dirty to an unbelievable level. But we spoke about this on the pod with Mo. Khalil, is he going to get cleaned up? Is Pereira going to clean him up? I think Khalil is going to bring some violence. I'm not going to say he's not going to bring some violence, but I still expect Pereira to knock him out. But Mo was saying first minute knockout, like first round knockout. It's very possible. It's very possible. Anyways, that's it for this video. About 10 minutes. Lovely, quick and concise. But there'll be loads more of these sort of videos coming on the Punches and Pundits channel. And yeah, let me know. Like, comment, and subscribe. Get out all our socials on TikTok, Instagram. Need to get onto Twitter. That's another story. But yeah, we'll be active on all of that. And yeah, peace out.